Because the miseducated person believes that what they were taught originally was right. And whoever has the first shot at teaching is the stronghold. And there are people today, grown folks, that are living with superstition. Because somebody told them some crazy stuff and they allow superstition to take predominance in their life over the biblical truth of the Word of God. I mean, it's a cracked mirror. If it's a black cat that crosses their path and they're freaking out because of some superstition. And they want to throw some salt over their left shoulder and turn around, I mean, I've found superstitious Christians that deal with fables and legends. This is not a book of fables and legends. This is a book of truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And so our first duty is to oftentimes unlearn and then relearn, because we've been trained by the world to do it the wrong way. The world says, get all you can. Get all you can while you can. Get all you can and can all you get. And God's kingdom is built on different principles. He says, give and then it shall be given to you. You see, the world says, show me and then I believe you. I mean, if you're from Missouri, show me. The show me state. But God says, believe me and then I'll show you. So oftentimes we have to unlearn some things and then relearn them. And if a person is considered to be an authority, somebody that we respect, or if what they teach us seems logical to us, we will accept it without further question or even proving it by any standard. Aristotle was such a person as an authority. He was one of the great philosophers. There was Socrates, his student Plato, and then Aristotle. Aristotle said that heavy objects fall at a faster speed than lighter objects. And for 2,000 years we believed that and took it as the truth because Aristotle said it. Until in the 1500s, around 1576, an Italian scientist by the name of Galileo proved that this was not true. I mean, one day he questioned, he says, is that really true? I mean, how do we know that? Just because Aristotle said it. And he climbed up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I've taken my whole family there to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa there in Italy. And he climbed up the Leaning Tower in Pisa, and he took two spherical balls, one like made out of lead and the other one made out of wood, the same size. He's leaning out of the top of the tower, and he drops them to the ground. Guess what happened? They hit the ground at the same time. The only thing that will impact the speed is the shape of the thing, which has wind resistance. But he proved that if you put the same box, if you took a bowling ball and then had another sphere the same size of the bowling ball and put a feather in it and drop both of them, they're going to hit the ground at the same time. It blew what Aristotle said out of the water. It's not even true. But we had accepted it as truth because Aristotle said it. Nobody had ever tested it. And so sometimes what you learned originally was not even true. There's some things that people's mama told you, I was told you drink coffee to make you black. I guess you can tell I've had some. You will be surprised. You'll be surprised. I mean, I was in the hospital one day visiting with a lady. She was just pinching the baby's nose. I said, excuse me? She told me she was shaping her baby's nose. I'm like, oh, okay. You will be surprised. You will absolutely be surprised as to what people believe and then what they do as a result of their believing the wrong thing. So that's why our first duty oftentimes is to unlearn, and then sometimes we can relearn. But you have to be willing to do what I would say, like break out of your shell of the world that you've been in. A lot of people don't realize that a lobster is encapsulated in a hard, fixed shell. That shell does not grow with the lobster. It does not grow with the lobster. A lobster goes through a process called molting. Molting is where a lobster sheds its hard shell. So they imbibe water. The water then causes them to grow bigger than the shell, and they come out of the shell and leave the shell there. That happens to a lobster about 25 times within the first 5 to 7 years. 25 times they are breaking out of a hard shell that has no flexibility to expand with them. So they leave it behind. Lobsters grow all of their life. Once they reach adulthood, they're about a pound by this time, and between 5 and 7 years of age. And from that point on, for the rest of their life, they will go through molting again, where they shed their shell because they get bigger. And they do that every year or 2 years once they are an adult. And another species that does that is a snake. Snakes grow continuously throughout life. That's why you can get these big 30-foot snakes. And guess what they do? They shed their old skin. They leave it behind because it was limiting to them. What is your hard shell that has been limiting your life, keeping you at the same level of income, keeping you with the same experiences in your relationships, dealing with the same old drama? It's time to break out of the shell, because see, we think that we've changed because we jumped out of the frying pan into the skillet, because we left Henry and now we with Willie. And we think that we've actually changed something, and we are really in the same cycle. Sometimes it's time to change the shell, grow out of that. It's like, I've been through that. Baby girl has had enough of this. Baby boy has had enough of this. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm going to come out of this thing. And notice what the lobster does. It imbibes water that causes its body to enlarge and gives it the ability then to come out of that. We have the water of the Word, and you get that Word in you. That Word will begin to fill you and make you bigger than the old shell, the old paradigm of the things that kept you limited in a place, that now you are bigger than what you were encapsulated in when you were smaller. And as you've grown, because we took that Word in us, the Word helps us to grow and break out of old paradigms, old shells, old things that locked us into behavior. Know the truth, and the truth will make you free. It sets us free. So you get the water of the Word and let that thing cause your life to start swelling. You know, so if you really want to be swole, you get that Word on the inside of you. That Word will swell you up. Come on, devil. Come on, I'm coming out of this. You need to let him know, I'm swole. I got the Word in me. I got the Word in me. And whenever you get under pressure, whatever is in you is coming out when you're under pressure. And so get filled with the water of the Word, because the devil is going around in your life setting fires. But when you're filled with the water, you have the ability to be able to extinguish all of the fires that the devil is trying to set in your life. It's time to break out of your old molds, your old shell.